Sajans are synonymous with flamboyance and luxury. The parties, the events, and the stars they host are all a treat for the eyes. But what is important to acknowledge here is the sweat and the hardship that has gone behind building this empire that they have. And who else best to share the story than the Vice Chairman of Danube himself, Mr. Anis Sajan. Thank you so much, Anis, for joining us today. I'm so excited to have this chat on Chat Me Up.
Thank you, Tauhee. The pleasure is all mine.
Like I was saying, Anis, your parties, the stars and everything is so glamorous, right? But I know for a fact that there has gone a lot behind building this empire. Why don't you take us through your life journey?
Tauhee, I came to Dubai in '92, 6 months later when my brother came here. But we have a history behind it. I was there for around 8 months in Kuwait in 1990.
Yes.
And we all know what happened to Kuwait. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. And I would say that my prayers were answered because I never liked Kuwait for a day.
And I think it still holds the same. I don't know if it's okay to say though.
But the fact is, Saddam landed up and then I wanted to go back to Bombay. It's not that Dubai was ever in my mind. And then my brother came to Dubai in 91 and he said, no, bro, you need to come and be my support. And rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I took that decision because my first experience in Kuwait was not good. Okay. But after coming to Dubai, my life has changed for good.
But I think before that as well, what we should be able to appreciate is the fact that you've come from very humble beginnings. I'm like from your childhood itself, it's been a rough start. And I think that is what will help us, understand and appreciate, what you've built today. Can you go back a little further?
Well, for me, it was never a rough start, I'll be very honest. We were staying in a chawl in Ghatkopar in Bombay. And the city was called Pantnagar. And I remember my school days, I was having the best of life, even though it was a chawl, because at that time you had never seen what is a bungalow or a good apartment.
I think that is when you'll feel happy with what you have, right? When you don't compare.
I loved it. Yeah. And everything was good. And I never worked hard at that time because when I was 8 years old, I lost my father. And it was my brother who took over the responsibility on his shoulders, took care of my sister, myself and my mom. Wow. And family moved on well.
He was also pretty young.
He was 16. So there's a difference of 8 years. But, at that age, I was too young to understand the loss of a father.
And but he filled in perfectly.
Very well. And as you mentioned, we have quite bonded well. From the childhood, I was very attached to my sister because she took care of the responsibility of my mother because my mother was ill from the time of my birth. She had an epilepsy issue and the responsibilities of the mother was taken care of by her and my brother was like my father.
So your siblings actually fitted in now?
Very much. We were close and we are still close.
MashaAllah. Yeah. I think, in today's times also, it's very important to stress the importance of relationships. When everybody's in a rush, you tend to lose out on those values.
I agree with you. And I would have spoken that little later in my interview with you. But I say that the best gift what we have given to our children is the bonding, what they have learned from us.
Yeah. So, because now that you say that you didn't have a rough start because you were taken care of and pampered so well, but then I think for your family, they took an extra effort, to make sure that you were taken care of. I've read in a couple of interviews where you said you had these tables right outside your building, you were selling lights, you were selling sockets. So you said at that point in time, because you were not comparing yourself to anyone, you were very happy. But from that, you've come a long way to selling, on a larger scale. So don't you think that all those experiences would have kept you grounded, and to understand the value of what you have?
You can say that, Tauhee. You see, me selling lights during my school days was just to get an experience because I saw my brother selling novelty items on the streets of Ghatkopar.
Street selling, yeah.
So that was when I was 6 or 7. And I still recollect that one time the municipality vehicle came and picked up all his stuff and I started crying because I didn't know what's happening because then I understood as with age that you are not allowed to sell on the road. You need to have the permit or the license to sell. But this experience of selling lights was just an experience. And as I would say, sales is in the blood of sergeants.
Sergeants, of course. So, and do you think that has helped keep you grounded today?
I I don't want to say that has just kept us grounded. It's just the upbringing of the family and all the things which has been taught to us. It is all collectively made us, I believe, grounded. But with time, sometimes you change, you lose your footing. But I'm glad we've been able to keep our feet on ground.
So because now we see that the next generation of sergeants, they are born into wealth and luxury. You think, how do you think you keep them rooted?
Again, I will repeat the same lines. They have cultivated the habits what they saw in their parents or the brothers, sergeant brothers, which we call ourselves. So Adil, who is my nephew, the son of my brother, is one, and my two sons, Azhar and Sahil, they are equally bounded and grounded. They haven't used that money power or to show off things that we are the Danube family sons, and that's what makes us feel proud.
So how do you inculcate those values in them as a parent?
I'll be very honest. The only thing which I have been able to inculcate in them is to tell them that bonding between the two brothers will take you a long way. Rest all they have learned from my wife. I would say I haven't taught them anything. It's all learned by themselves. So I wouldn't like to take any credit for it. They have seen and they've been following.
They've been following, because that is what is the best example, right? For you to show them what you are, for them to emulate.
I believe so.
But also it's fun to see the kind of camaraderie you share with your kids. It's lots of fun, you dance around with your sons, and it's actually a fun parent, child relationship. What is your secret to good parenting?
I'm glad you asked me this question, because as I said that I lost my dad when I was 8 years old, but I was very close to my dad. But after my dad, I was close to my sister and my brother, as I said. So at that time, I realized that how important it is to be close to your children, because when you are not connected to your kids, there is a lot of communication gap. And today's generation and our generation, there's a big generation gap, which we all know.
Absolutely.
So if you don't plug it, and by bringing them closer, I'm trying to come to that point, is that being connected to them. One is not sitting on that head, okay, I'm a very possessive father. I'll be very honest, more possessive than my wife. But the fact is that being connected and knowing what is happening in their life, rather than just leaving them alone. Yes, you have to give them space, but you need to be close to them, understanding what they like, what they want. Today's generation children, you can't be shouting at them and howling at them. They will never take it.
Yeah.
They will give it back to you.
It's very tricky. Parenting at this age is very tricky. You cannot be, overbearing. At the same time, you have to be their friend and listen to all of them, what they have to say. And still it's scary, as a young parent myself, as much as I want to listen to her, I want to, relate to her. But the things that are happening in the current generation is beyond comprehension for my generation. So, I find it difficult to bridge that gap.
So it was, as I mentioned, to plug or bridge that gap, you need to be connected, knowing and understanding their viewpoint. If you think and be stubborn like how you were during your childhood, it will not work in today's. With the social media and the gadgets what they have, they are far more ahead of us, and you have to treat the way they from their side and not only our side. Yes, you need to be strict where it is required, but at the same time give them space.
Give them space. Yeah, I mean, I find it really hard because, I always compare them to what, we were. And I know it doesn't make sense and they don't listen to me, of course, but it's difficult to bridge that gap. You said, but to get closer to them, if that is a sacrifice that we have to make, it is, so it be. So, Sajan, Anis, you said you got in very young into the business. You came here, you went to Kuwait. So, what do you think are the sacrifices that you made that could have been different if not you started?
On the lighter side, sacrifice was leaving Bombay because I loved Bombay. My friends, I had a playground, whole day I used to play cricket.
Yeah, so what would have,
kites.
What do you think, you are known as Mr. Cricket. What do you think would have happened to your cricket passion if you could have stayed on?
No, I wouldn't have done anything much. The cricket passion, what I started living in Dubai was on a different level. But what I was doing in Bombay was just having masti or fun with my friends, just going to the school, throwing the bag and coming to play with friends, flying kites, going, out with friends at that time with that amount of money. So if you ask me the sacrifice, that's what I missed when I came to first Kuwait and then to Dubai. Otherwise, with time, I realized that coming to Dubai has helped me reach a level with the platform what we built in Danube and grow with time.
Yeah, don't you think that Kuwait the fact that Kuwait didn't work out has in fact worked so well for you guys? Because to be in Dubai the time that you were when Dubai was actually developing, this place is absolutely a place of opportunities, and you guys just minted it.
Oh yes, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I can say it was a blessing in disguise that the invasion in Kuwait happened.
For you guys,
I feel
of course.
sorry for the people who lost their lives, but I never liked Kuwait for a day because I didn't make a single friend and I was missing Bombay every single moment. And during those
days, there weren't many Indians?
Yes, there were, but not as much as you see in Dubai.
Dubai, of course not, yeah.
And the style of Dubai is totally different.
Totally different.
And I hadn't heard about Dubai, let me be very honest. During Kuwait, you knew Dubai, but
Dubai was not there on the map,
So when I went back to Bombay, and then my brothers told me that, bro, come back again to Gulf. I said, no, I'm not coming.
But I think your brother was hustling, right? One place to another. He didn't take a break.
After 8 months, he went to Kuwait after the invasion of Kuwait.
He went back to Kuwait?
No, he went to Dubai.
Dubai, yeah.
And then he said, now you join me because we have started our own business. I said, I'm not coming back after my experience in Kuwait. It's going to be same.
And you were working at Eureka Forbes.
And I was doing well. Being
salesman,
in sales, we were on commission basis. So every water filter we used to sell, we used to get 200 rupees. And I remember I was making a packet of 25,000 K during 90s, which was good enough.
Good enough.
And I believe I had the best of life. So that's why I didn't want to come back. But he pushed me and I couldn't say no to my brother and I came back. It took me a while.
But you said the greeting at the airport itself flowed you. Yeah.
The greeting at the Kuwait airport and Dubai airport was totally different.
I think it still holds the same, to be honest.
I don't know about now, but a grumpy officer greeted me at Kuwait, whereas in Dubai it was like, "Kya haal hai?" It took me by surprise and said, "Alhamdulillah, I'm good."
I think that is what you had this image of Gulf with Kuwait that you were apprehensive to come into Dubai.
Very much.
Yeah, but that "Kya haal hai" changed everything.
No, and then my brother was smart enough. He took me to a restaurant called Kamat, which is still there in Karama, where I saw only Indians. I said, what? And he said, masala dosa and idli. And this is what I used to always look forward to. I thought that I'm going to again come back to the jungle of Gulf.
Yeah.
But Dubai was different and I loved it.
Yeah, this, I like people were just saying the fact that we are living here and we haven't learned their language versus they've learned Hindi, they've learned Malayalam. You feel so welcome and so warm in this beautiful country.
Oh, yes. You have hit the nail. This country, has actually cultivated our style of living.
Yeah.
They say rupiah instead of dirham, and the cops talk in Hindi. The people are so nice, and you feel connected. Whether it is a Muslim, whether it is a non-Muslim. There is in Diwali you see the firecrackers being burst. You don't feel missing
home.
I believe it is a civilized India or a civilized Bombay for me.
Yeah, 100%. For all of us, because there was a time back in the days where we used to go for a whole month holiday to India, we wanted to spend time. But over here now at this point in time, we have all our family here. It is like a small community for us. We don't really miss India or going back as much.
Oh yes, you've said it. Like when I go for holiday, I want to come back in 5 days, 6 days.
No matter where in the world you go, the moment you land in the Dubai airport, you're like, okay,
You feel at home.
You feel at home.
So I'd say Dubai is my first home now.
Yeah. So now you said at a very young age, you've got into this, you've made a success of it. Do you think the next generation with all the gap and with all the gadgets and distractions that they have, do you think they will be able to shoulder the responsibilities like you guys did back in the day?
I'm glad they have already shouldered the responsibility. My elder son is 25, Azhar, and younger one, Sahil, is 22. So Azhar is handling the Casa Milano, Sahil is handling the Milano, and my nephew Adil has been there in business for last 10 years. He's taking care of Danube.
Yeah, you've induced them young into the business.
Yes, that's one good thing which we did. We used that Banya ka dimag. We made them study here. Like my Azhar had gone to England for a year. So we were missing him so badly. We said, "Tu yahan ke padhai kar, you study here, and you do the experience of work, get the experience of work," and that helped. So morning he was college, and in the evening he was working.
So you brought him back and put him in a college here. So you didn't let anybody leave.
No, younger one we let him go at all. Adil also didn't go. Azhar just went for a year.
Okay, and you missed him too much.
And that 1 year we missed him a lot. I would say we were selfish parents.
Yeah, I
We
mean, like, I
wanted
love to
him
see
back.
that, love, holding. And they also came back,
Touchwood, all the boys in the family are well, grounded, and they respect their parents, and they understand, like as I said, you have to give them space, but they also understand what the parents want, and they want to be with us. Okay, they want to have their friends. Now we have realized that.
Yeah, of course.
But at that period, we wanted them and they were with us.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Also, like, when we see the Danube parties and everything, you have all these film stars. So, like, you all seem to have an affinity towards Bollywood.
If you have to be very honest, I like Bollywood, but I don't get carried away with the Bollywood stars.
You don't?
Yes, they have their own tantrums, but nothing wrong. They deserve it because they are stars.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can fly high.
They can fly high.
My brother likes to get Bollywood stars.
Yeah.
And for
then
his
you have
wedding, he had all the stars.
Yeah, all the stars. And so, like, and you also seem to be reviewing and doing a lot on Bollywood. So, do you have an affinity towards, getting into the Bollywood stream?
No, not at all. It's not my cup of tea, rather our cup of tea. We are good in our own field, the building material business, the real estate business, and the retail business.
Yeah.
You know what? Who knows what is written in future?
Yeah.
But I'm happy doing my own social media videos of actors of Amitabh Bachchan, of acting of Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan, and I feel happy.
Reviews of the series
Oh,
and
yes.
shows. Yeah. So you're called the Shataf man. You started from very small with building materials to building homes today. So what is next for the group?
As I mentioned, from the building material we started with Shataf, my brother started with the plywood, and then different products came in.
That Shataf is crucial to our lives.
Oh yes, I have always believed, and I keep saying roti, kapda, makan or Shataf is important rather than just saying roti, kapda or makan. And then, like you mentioned, we got into real estate. Now what next? Now the sons have got into a luxury brand called Casa Milano. Adil takes care of Danube. So if I have to be very honest, I don't know what the boys have planned in future. I am thinking of starting something new. I will keep it to close to my heart. But when I start that, I'll let you know. It should be happening by the end of this year.
Oh really? Yeah, and inshallah, hopefully the Danube announcement is always in style.
Oh yes, the world would know about it.
Inshallah.
If fingers crossed, if I get that passion, I have been told to begin this, and I am looking into it. If it clicks, I'm going to go all out.
Yeah. So I also want to ask, like, all your properties, they have like jewels is with a Z, glids, elids, everything is with a Z. What is the secret behind the Z?
It's just clicked, and it's not, to be very honest, superstition, as you can say.
It's not?
Yeah. No, it's superstition.
It is.
It's clicked.
Okay.
It's clicked.
The Z has clicked for you.
With dreams.
Yeah, dreams and Sajan.
From then onwards, there's glids, there's fashions, there's elids.
Yeah.
So you name anyone, it ends with Z. So that's it.
So
it's
you
all
just
about
stuck with
that
it.
lucky thing. चल रहा है, अच्छी बात है.
And चल रही है.
And बहुत अच्छे से चल रहा है. Of course, you need vision, which has been laid by my brother, and we have the right team to take care of it.
So now let's move on to a quick take segment. It's going to be quick, fun answers, inshallah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a cricketer are you? A player?
I was a very bad player, but I was a good captain. So if you have to ask me how good a cricketer I was, I would give 4 to me.
4, really?
Yeah.
But I think it's just your passion and your knowledge about the game that keeps you.
So that's what I said, that I could read the game well. I was not a good player, so I could get the best out of my team.
Okay. So now, since you say like you could be a good captain, a cricketer you think that needs to leave the Indian cricket team?
That's too much. I would love. I don't mind saying that. Rohit Sharma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And if I may ask why?
Because I felt no, he's done wonders for India.
Yeah.
But everything has a time, as a shelf life, as they say.
Okay.
Rohit Sharma probably has led India. Led Mumbai Indians to 5 titles, but India is not got any glory. I believe the right player for India to lead in this ODI World Cup would have been Virat Kohli, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So if you have to ask me one player who has to leave Indian cricket, I think he'll leave after India gets knocked out in the World Cup.
So have you had interactions with the cricket team closely?
I keep talking to players, but I don't discuss that Rohit Sharma will be knocked out. He's the captain of the Indian team.
Yes, of course.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
That's my viewpoint.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it has to be the viewpoint of others.
Yeah.
He is the one who scored 500s in the last World Cup.
Yeah, that's what I was pretty surprised when the name came up.
We are in 23.
Okay.
So this World Cup is
Everyone
very
has
crucial.
a shelf life.
This World Cup is very crucial. It's happening in India. If Rohit Sharma, if he can pull it off, you can say, Anis, you were talking rubbish.
Yeah.
But I believe it's going to be a tough challenge for India to pull off the World Cup in this.
With this captaincy.
With the pressure what Rohit Sharma will go through, it's not going to be easy.
Okay.
1.5 billion voting. What Dhoni did in 2011 was magic. To do that again with this pressure, everybody will have to contribute, and Rohit Sharma will have to lead from the front.
And which you are not too sure of.
I believe it's going to be a tough ask. Okay, beating Pakistan is not my forte. Okay, we all feel happy we won against Pakistan. If you want to win the World Cup, you have to beat all the 10 teams.
Okay. So now you seem to be big on movies and Bollywood series. Who do you think is the next talent to watch out for?
After Ranveer Singh, if you have to ask me...
How come he is not on any of your boards?
He came on my social media boards.
No, on your Danube, what do you call it? Sponsor, like not sponsors, the face of...
No, he was there for the film fair last year.
Film fair, yeah. But he's so colourful. Don't you think he's
yes, he's very vibrant, but he's
celebrated?
very expensive
Oh,
to be
yes.
putting on the social media board.
Really?
Yes. So
as a face, yeah.
Yes. So, well, every star when they grow, they demand their price, and they deserve to demand their price.
Okay.
At the moment, we don't want to pay so much price because what we are selling is value for money. And if I spend so much on a star, I will not be able to give to the end customer.
End users.
So if you ask me who's the
Next.
new generation star, I saw the night manager actor Aditya Kapoor. I like him.
Is that a good show?
I loved him.
Okay.
I like.
He's been
fast.
around for a while, but he hasn't really.
But this thing, I believe, will give him a push. But they're all good actors. But since you asked me, I like him.
Yeah. So if you could be in a movie, what role do you think you would do best?
I have a history of Amitabh Bachchan. I've been watching Amitabh Bachchan movies from my childhood. So the movie of Amitabh Bachchan's role in Diwar. Oh, I love it.
You have those intense dialogue deliveries.
Oh, yes. I remember every dialogue of that movie. And that dialogue, why it's related to me, or I remembered by me, is because there are two brothers.
Yeah.
My brother is the Shashi Kapoor and I am the Amitabh Bachchan. Even though he's the Amitabh Bachchan of the family, but I call myself.
Okay, so given a choice, what is one thing in your past that you would do differently?
Very glad that you asked me this question. I'm quite lazy as a person. I come to office by 10:30, 11. So if I had to rewind the clock, I would be happy to be in the office by 8:39. Which now I have lost that.
Yeah.
So difficult, once you get into the habit of coming late.
But then you still get your work done, right?
Yeah, but as a
habit,
leader, you need
discipline.
to be following the disciplines. When I just came back from China a week back, so I've been coming in the office 9:30, 10 because they are 4 hours ahead. But within 4 days, 5 days time, I'll come back to the 10:30, 11.
So that is one thing you want to change.
So that I want to change, and I hope, this habit of coming too early, because all the staff is here at 8. And as a boss, I'm not doing a good example by coming at 11. But now it's too late for me to change because I am late.
No, but then you would think you have such a disciplined life with yoga. You're not able to control that.
So I am doing that yoga which makes me come late. I get up at 7.
Okay.
So my yoga gets done by 9. By shower, breakfast is ready by 10. And by the time I reach here, it's 10:30.
I wanted to also ask, why the sudden shift into yoga?
I had a history of migraine 10 years ago. And I had no cure. Every second day I used to have a pill. And so many doctors I saw. कोई इलाज नहीं हो रहा था. Then I went to this place, Jindal Nature Cure in Bangalore.
Okay.
There I practiced yoga and it helped me. And I believe after practicing yoga, I believe I'm going in reverse gear, touch wood. And
in
my
terms
life
of
has
age and
changed.
health.
Oh yes, I love it.
So that's how you got into yoga, and now you see significant difference in your life.
Yes, and I don't have the problem of migraine. There's no problem at all.
No, yeah, which is I think you had recently a big yoga event at your Danube Sports.
Because I believe it's beneficial to all of us. Even one person, if he has benefited of that yoga day which I did, he would probably give me dua. And I believe whether you go to the gym, whether you do cycling, swimming, running, walking, some exercise is required. Yoga has suited me, and that's why I love yoga. And I believe it's got a lot of benefits.
Okay, so you recently celebrated 27 years of marriage. What is your tip to be the perfect partner?
If you think as a partner as we, and not me, marriage will work. During my earlier days of marriage, I was 24, she was 22, Ruby. I was all about that male egoistic, and it was all about me. So if I have to give this advice to any youngster or to my children, I would say, if you think that the girl is coming from the outside and it's your responsibility to give her that comfort zone, she'll automatically feel good. But I didn't do that. I hope my kids do that.
How did you change over the years? Or did you?
It took time. I'm very honest, by that time you missed the boat. Initial period of that time, when the girl who's attached to her father or her mother, at that time she feels that comfort level with the husband, things will fall in place. Rest will be taken care of. So I am giving this advice that if you think as we and not me, things will fall in place.
That's so sweet. That was actually my next question. What would you say is the best advice that you got and you wish to pass on?
Best advice from?
No, in your life, the best advice that you got and something
like
you
I
wish to pass
mentioned about
on.
the marriage, and I mentioned about coming to office on time. Very important. And there is this saying, if you want to be successful, you need to have a vision. But if you just having a vision doesn't work. You need to work on the vision and make sure you execute it.
Execute it. What is an experience that you would say has shaped you?
If I have to, there are experiences which has shaped me.
The most prominent one.
The recession which happened in Dubai.
2008.
Till that time, we were going very well. Suddenly the market crashed. And at that time, instead of downsizing business, we ensured that we started a different sector called the retail, which was taken care of by my nephew later on. But my brother headed it, and what we realized that with obstacles you get opportunities, and you need to thrive on it.
Okay.
Like the COVID which happened 2 years or 3 years ago. A lot of people again went downhill. But at that time we realized that that's the time to grow, get people from the market because they were fired. So we got the right people, and we grew more during in 2008 and in this COVID period.
Wow.
So that is what I believe.
That's a very important advice. Like, how did you grow?
By being positive. You can't be thinking कि भैया COVID है, घर में बैठ के रहना है. After 15 days, like Dubai government was up and running, we decided that you need to work. Can't sit at home and work. डर के रहेंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा. You need to come out. खाना अगर खाना है, you want to eat your 3 times meal, you need to work for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. So this is an interesting one. What does one need to be happy? Fame, power, or money?
A combination of all. I'll be very honest. I don't want to say if you don't have money, you cannot be happy. Yes, you can be happy. You need fame, but with money comes fame.
Yeah.
And with power, I would say, comes responsibilities. So you need all three. But with time you get it. You can't think of getting money immediately. You need to work hard for it. When you work hard and you get money, you become famous. And with famous, you get a little bit of power. But I said with power comes responsibility. If you use the power in the right way, then people will respect you. I want to add this line. If people respect you out of love, that is respect. If people respect you out of fear, that's not respect.
That's so true, right? Yeah, like it's all underlining, like depending on what you give. So what is the last one? What is Anis's superpower?
My kids.
Oh, I just love how you just keep going back to your kids and family.
Oh yes, there was a time my brother was my superpower. It's still my superpower.
Superhero.
But today I look, he's my superhero. But today I believe they are my right and left hand. I can't do without them. And they know, and my wife also knows equally about it. So she emotionally all the time, make sure that I cannot go anywhere till the kids are there.
Oh.
And I'm happy that she's blessed me with this lovely boys. I can't live without my boys. They are my heart and soul.
That's so sweet. It's lovely. Thank you so much for your time today, Anis. It was lovely chatting with you and getting to know you beyond this glamorous avatar that you always get to see on socials. I wish you so much success and happiness, and just to be cheerfully and positively you going forward.
Thank you very much. Good to be on your show, Tauhee. And just want to finish it off. I am not a glamorous person. I am not about what you see on, in our houses when stars come. I don't want to say I'm simple, but I am. You can say not at all glamorous.
No, but just it's lovely to know the person behind that avatar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great.